So, let me give you a little tour of my house that I live in Busan, South Korea, in a little village in the city. This is my furniture called Chagejang. I think it's really beautiful because it shimmers and glimmers. And most people like to throw it out because it's old fashioned, they think. But why would I let that go to waste? So I technically steal it. I think I'm saving it. And then here's these little Kirby's. He's my favorite character, I think, in the Nintendo series. He's just a fat little glutton that eats everything but transforms into trucks and, I don't know, safety cones, which I think is pretty cute. And then my piano that I can bang on real hard because I got no neighbors. That's like one of the greatest pros to living in a house as opposed to an apartment. And then here's my little knick-knack collection. Some from Japan, some from flea markets in Korea, and two things my sister made. And here's how I dry my laundry because I got no dryer. And then this is how I have to separate my trash. I have to be mindful of every day and put out the right trash on the right day. And here's this giant-ass bathroom that has no bathtub, but you could probably have 6 in here if you wanted. You could have a dyeing factory, but I don't know why these houses, I've noticed they like to have giant space, but they don't use it for anything but washing. And then this is a big problem. The spiders, I could put caulk in every hole and they would still keep coming in. And they tend to be about that big, not that menacing. But I have noticed that sometimes these ones will appear. And we have to, use violence on occasion to solve our societal issues. And I do with hammers. That cat keeps out the rats that I have seen around my house a couple times. But, with those little uncomfortabilities, there are a lot of nice, beautiful things like this sun. It's really, nice and hot, but not too hot because you get the ocean breeze. And then these cute little restaurants with zebrafish. Never thought I'd know what the name of that fish was, but I played a lot of Animal Crossing, over 2,000 hours worth. And I learned from fishing. And here's more fishing. The people in this town, that's all they seem to do. It's their only hobby. I don't blame them because there's nothing else to do, really. But one thing that I do think is a shame is even though I see them all out here, I've never seen a cooler next to their poles. You would think, they'd be feasting on the fish, but really they just throw them back. And what a waste. Even to the fish, they have all these holes in their lips and no ring or stud to fill it. Why don't we, train these fishermen to be piercers? I don't know. They got so much training. They've been trained to pierce. And then here's this little commemorative wall to some movies. I think they were shot in the 90s and the early 2000s. I don't know if they were shot here, but they wanted to commemorate. And speaking of Korean movies, I suggest watching them, especially the ones from the 2000s and to maybe the 80s. Because if you're like me, you love a bit of brutality. Something that really kind of brings you down from the clouds, because that's where you tend to live. You want something that's gonna I don't know, just make you cry for a couple days. Something like a story of a mother who was 16 when she gave birth and then losing track of her child for 30 years. She gets married to a man she doesn't love, and then she has the opportunity of meeting her son who she lost. But she finds out that he's a drunk and he beats his wife. So she says, I don't want you. Brutal. Like the ocean. Bang, bang, pow, pow, tsunami. I don't know. That's life. Gotta get used to it. That's what I've been learning. That's what I've, in my time reflecting in these little villages that I've been living in for 7 years in Korea. You gotta get used to the hardships of life. And, they can be beautiful. I don't know, this is bullshit I'm pulling out, but look at this cool building with the rust streaks on it. It gives it character. It gives me character. And, I don't know. I don't really know how to pose. I guess I was trying to be a little cute or something, but you can be the judge of that. But anyway, the beating I've been taking, and it's cliche, nobody probably cares, but it's been a big deal in my life, and I feel like I've been overcoming, okay? But so, I grew up real Christian and gay. And I only came to accept that second part maybe recently. And it's been a cleansing. It's been a cleansing for the soul. You may feel like that goes against everything you believe. I don't really know. It doesn't really matter to me at this point because I feel confident in who I am and much happier. But anyway, I don't know. This video is not necessarily about that. The point is just to show you that, like, and here's my past showing up. Always got to make a sermon out of something if you grow up Christian. But you can ascend, like I did this children's playpen. You can get out. You gotta be brave. You might feel like you're caught in this spider's web, but I don't know. Maybe you have some mandibles that you can cut the lines with. And I felt like this was a good year for me. Been hard, but been good. So anyway, I'm not gonna live here next year because there's no man and I can't get any delivery. But it's been good anyway.